All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And that's for sun, moon, rising, or anybody else who happens across this video. It is my intention that there's something in here for everyone. And my readings are also timeless. So, because time is cyclical, so things come around again and again and again, as we see throughout history. Princess K is here. Good morning. Welcome. Yeah, so I have chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and then I'm going to clarify with some other decks. And I am continuing with the theme of letting the universe pick a song, send me a song through Spotify to kind of give me a baseline for the reading. And the song I got, the title of the song is The Sun, which is really great. I feel like sometimes the songs kind of tell me where we're starting from with the reading, and sometimes it gives me the overall where we're going. And I think in this particular situation, this is where things are headed. That the sun, that you're headed towards a place in your life where you're feeling light, and the sun is shining on you, and there's something about you kind of putting yourself out into the world, shining your light out into the world. So we start with the flexible card in protection position. And this card is speaking about wanting to curb your tendency to be too rigid in your thinking and needing things to turn out a certain way. It's about finding the middle ground in any situation with any person, because when you do that, that helps you find your inner peace. And this card in particular speaks about it's a freedom from wanting, because you are so peaceful and serene and just feeling good inside, because you're just happy with yourself in any given moment. And I love this idea of freedom from wanting, because it's allowing what is, and it's allowing the universe to bring you whatever is right for you in the right time. There's a freedom from desperation, which desperation is it's a very constrictive energy and close you off from what the universe actually wants to bring you, because you get so focused on a certain thing, thinking you need to have it, thinking things need to turn out a certain way, that it takes away your inner peace. And by releasing, surrendering, being open to other people's ideas, viewpoints, opinions, meeting in the middle, it allows you to just rest and know that the right thing is coming. And imagine, which is using your imagination in your favor, letting yourself fantasize, visualize. In the book, it specifically talks about using a vision board, meditation, doing things that feed your idea of what you want to manifest into the world. And the more you spend time thinking about what you want, visualizing what you want, imagining that you already have what you want right now, that practice of doing that turns into a belief, and it's the beliefs that call in what we want. And it makes me think of this reader that I follow was talking about how there's basically, when you're manifesting, you want to avoid trying to be too positive all the time or too negative all the time. You want to find the middle point, and the kind of ingredients you need are to have the passion for what is going to make you feel good, what you want, what you desire, knowing that having that desire came from some place. You're supposed to have that desire, and allowing that to propel you forward and taking actions and having your fantasies, your visualizations. But then also equally important is to get into a place of neutrality where you basically you put it out there and then you back away, you walk away, you do something else, and you say, okay, this may or may not come to pass, and I am not tied to the results. I've put out what I want, and we'll see what happens. And this is the ultimate freedom. Being able, again, this freedom from wanting helps to bring in what you actually want. It's this weird paradox. So I'm going to begin by clarifying with the good tarot. Two of Earth. I mean, there's a certain amount of needing to find balance. Find balance within yourself, within a situation. Could be around work, because in this deck in particular, it talks about doing something you enjoy, work-wise, employment-wise, and also finding the balance between work and play. You don't want to get too rigid in whatever you're doing. To be open to collaboration, open to other people bringing ideas to the table that are different from yours, knowing that that's going to help the bigger picture. Oh, I think this is also being adaptability. And this flexible card speaks of it being adaptability also. Because that's what brings you peace. Not being too rigid in how you think things need to work out. The Star, hope, inspiration, wish fulfillment, moving towards what you want. Looking at this, it's interesting because it looks like it's nighttime here in this picture. We have the darkness and the dark clouds, but then there's this, I guess it could be a moon. I mean, it is hope, it is wish fulfillment, but it's so bright yellow, it makes me think of the sun. It's like no matter how dark things seem, the sun is going to shine and lead you where you need to go. Your inner sun, your inner light, where your inner peace resides. Did I say that right? Your inner peace resides. I don't know. Apologize for the sounds outside. Of course, they're doing their yard work, and I left the window open. I shouldn't have done that. Whoops. Sorry for the sounds. Seven of Earth. You're at a crossroads, needing to make a decision. Probably leaving something behind, assessing where you've been. Do you want to make the same decision you have before, or do you want to move somewhere new? This card makes me think you want to move somewhere new, that you're using your imagination to call into being a new something, manifest something that you haven't yet manifested. Okay, I'm going to look at Wisdom of Avalon now. Just looking at numbers here. Always looking to see what numbers are showing up. Okay, so we have the Dragon, power and strength. What's interesting is the reading that I did for water signs last time was very similar to the reading I did yesterday for air signs. Very similar. So if you resonated for that at all, you might check out the air sign reading I did yesterday. If you're on the cusp, if you have a lot of air in your chart. But this showed up yesterday for air signs. Power and strength. That you have everything you need within you to carry you forward. And your power and your strength lie in your ability to release and surrender. To release and surrender, that is the most strength and power you can actually have, because that's power over yourself, over how you show up in the world, and ultimately how you're telling the world you want it to show up for you. The serpent, knowledge and healing. I love snakes. They're so cool. And I love how positive this is. I think snakes get a bad rap. I don't know why people are so freaked out by them. They're so cool. Knowledge and healing. You know, the star comes after the tower in the tarot deck. And this speaks to hope after things crumbling, after the pain of things coming apart in a major way. You come out of it and you start to rebuild, and you start to see a new vision for the future. You start to gain knowledge from what you've been through and heal from it so that you can move forward confidently, powerfully. And that, all of this knowledge and healing is bringing you to this place of peace. You've learned something where you're like, I know a few more things now. And one of those is I don't want to be so tied to an outcome, because that's what keeps me held back, held down, in pain. The mystery. There's a mystery of what's to come. You are in the process. Manya! Yes, law of detachment. Totally. Yes. There's a mystery in life. From day to day, we kind of get caught up in thinking we know what's going to happen, but really we don't. And sometimes the universe will send us a tower just to remind us, like, no, you're not in control. Yes, you need to detach and let me show you what's right for you. It's being open to the mystery, letting yourself imagine what that mystery might be, that does help you. Because it's putting you in that place of getting clear on what you want, and then imagining what it's actually like to have it as if you already have it right now. And then releasing it, detaching. And Scorpio, sweet fellow Scorpio. My rising is Scorpio. That's awesome. We Scorpios, we like the mystery, don't we? We know that mystery is important in life, that there's no getting away from the mystery. It's all about embracing the mystery. Yeah. Okay, going to the Oracle Tarot. What does the Oracle Tarot have to say? Celebration, bounty. Yes, I love it. I love it. As this is the sun. This is you embodying that light within you and shining it forth, celebrating just for the fun of it. Because why not? I mean, when you're at peace, When you're detached, and not detached in like a I don't care apathetic kind of way, but like I know all the good is coming into me when the time is right. So I'm just gonna dance and what you doing? Balance cups on my head. We like mystery at times until we realize there's things we can't control and our fixed sign, stubbornness, controlling side comes out. It's true. It's true. It's so easy to say, oh yeah, change is great until it's happening to you. And it's like, no. Yeah, my son is in Virgo, so I have that mutable aspect that's a little bit more like, all right, fine. Let's see what's coming around the corner. But yeah, I have the same thing. I'm like, change? No. No thanks. But look at this. It's like the celebration, the bounty, all the bringing all the good things in because you've been using your imagination in your favor to work for you and not getting in that place of desperation. Oh, desperation. I've been there so many times and that closes everything off. And people can feel it and they run for the hills. If you show up with desperation out there, they're like, yeah, no thanks. Your mom is a Scorpio. Scorpio sun, Leo rising, just like me and my brother's Sag sun with Scorpio moon. Ah, lots of Scorpio. My mom's a Scorpio as well, on the cusp of Scorpio and Sag. So interesting. Yeah, when you get a bunch of Scorpios together, that can be interesting. Strength, courage, open heart. Once again, strength and power. Your strength and power lie in keeping your heart open. Inner peace is about being vulnerable and keeping that heart open. Yes. Yeah. You have what it takes to get through any situation. And strength falls on knowledge and healing. Your strength comes from what you've been through. Doing the work. Healing the past, healing what's happened. Strength also falls on the star. It's like there's so much being hopeful, being optimistic about what's to come. Even though you don't know, you have that conviction that it's all going to work out. That is a huge strength. And then we get the star again. Oh man, this has been happening a lot more lately. I keep getting the same cards. And this one is hope, inspiration, also nature. Getting yourself out into nature. There's nature is the epitome of the mystery. The way things happen in this cycle and just the abundance, all the different creatures that are out there and all the, I don't know, there's so many great things. And I feel like it helps to remind us of our true origins. Aquarius moon. So the star card is me. Same with strength since it's Leo. Yes. This one is for you, Manya. This reading in particular, isn't it? Yeah. Feeling inspired, feeling hopeful. In a wonderfully detached way. It's awesome. Oh, I love it. Okay. Okay, also doing good on time. So let's dive into the Osho Zen and see what we see. Experiencing. Keep getting messages about going outside. Yes. I just heard a reader say yesterday that even those of us who typically want to stay inside are finding ourselves kind of feeling more inspired to go out into nature, out into where there's fresh air and you know, I think spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is kind of nudging us through desires we don't normally have. Along with other messages or messages from other sources as well. Oh, that's so funny. I just realized I did not turn on any of my lights. I hope my lighting is okay. Whoops. It's such a beautiful cloudy day. I don't think I wanted lights on. So anyway, whoops. Anyway, we get experiencing. Nature is one of the greatest gifts the universe has allowed us to experience. It's so healing. Yeah, I agree. I grew up in the suburbs with a mom who did not like going out in nature typically. She's very anti bugs and just nature's uncomfortable. She wants her I don't know. She's a glamper for sure if she does that at all. And so I didn't have an appreciation of nature when I was younger. And I've gradually built that up as I've gotten older. I would say the one exception is the ocean, going to the ocean. That's one of my favorite nature places. But yeah, we're talking about nature here. Look at this. She's embracing this tree, and it looks like the tree is embracing her. And it's like, I think there's a huge part about being in nature, and that the leaves of the tree here show up in her cloak. And it's like there's a part of nature in us. It's all connected. Guidance. Yeah. Yeah, the universe has a big hand in helping us move forward. Especially when you look in this picture, we have this angel that's flying forward very confidently, going into the light. And then we have this figure here who's kind of looking back. Looks like it's holding on. She, I think, is holding on to the angel, is being guided forward. But there is an element of looking back, like, oh, what am I leaving behind? A little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of fear. Are we sure we want to go into the light? It looks awfully bright. Moving into the sun. I mean, sometimes the sun can be really hot. And it's like, it can be more comfortable to be like, let's just stay in the house where it's safe and comfortable. And I don't know, the way the cards are showing up, there's this huge kind of transformation that's happening, having to call upon your strength, tap into that, moving forward with hope, inspiration. Let me sit in the shade. Yeah, definitely. Learning to use your imagination for your benefit, making a choice, a new choice. And I think this is you kind of like maybe looking back for the last time, seeing how you used to show up, maybe in a more rigid way. And now you're like, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time to go into the light. Suppression. That's interesting. Is that showing up very well? This card is so interesting to me. I mean, it's a 10. It's the end of a cycle. It's the end of showing up in a way that has not been helpful to you. Being rigid in some way that has caused you to close down, to get yourself all tied up in these ropes, to feel so like it's almost like this figure is carrying the weight of something on its back. But in fact, it's an open window. Like, I feel like they just need to step away. The window's not going to fall. They can go outside. The ropes are quite loose. They can drop those ropes. And so I'm thinking that this is where you're coming out of. I feel like these cards, in particular the Osho, kind of came out backwards. Where this is where you've been, this is where you're going, being guided to a place where you are experiencing life and nature and enjoying it just for the sake of it, just because it's there. So yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Animal Oracle deck. My cat is obsessed with this deck. Every time I get it out, she has to come over and start sniffing around it and messing with it. So, Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. Seeing clearly now. Maybe seeing how you've been rigid in the past, how you haven't been willing to compromise in some way. And now it's like releasing. You just want the inner peace. That is the prime directive. Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. My goodness, the light is going bad here. See that? The abundant universe will provide. Yeah, especially as you open yourself. Open your valve, let it all come in. Yes. That is what the universe is there for. Ask and you shall receive, but you got to be open to it. Dove Spirit, be peace. I love it. I love it. Isn't that perfect? You know, and we've got the dove here with the olive branch. You like the lighting because of how relaxing your space looks with the lighting. Good. It is quite relaxing. I like it with the lights off. Be peace. This dove is wearing a crown also. You know, a crown. Someone who wears a crown is they're in charge. They're in charge of themselves. They're in charge of their world. They're in charge of how they show up. And that is it's in a very peaceful way. It's awesome. So, yay water signs. This is beautiful. And this is coming off the heels. The last reading was, yeah, there's more stuff going on. There's a little bit more of this rigidity and hanging on to things that are ultimately out of your control. And this is like coming through that and being like, okay, I just need to let go. Detachment. Yes, the law of detachment, as Manya said. And trust that no matter what you visualize, the universe is going to bring you something even better. So that's a part of the detachment too, is like putting it out there, knowing that there's something that you want, but also knowing that it's going to be even way better than you could imagine. So being open. Keep saying it. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Manya. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Yay. Thank you for being here. Wonderful rest of your day, night, and tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.